What is empirical process control and why does it matter to Scrum? You're talking to the right person. My name's Simon Rondeau, Principal Consultant, Advanced Product Delivery, Professional Scrum Trainer, and Lean Agile Procurement Trainer. So the heart of empirical process control as defined per the Scrum Guide is that ability to inspect and adapt in fast feedback cycles. And the three words that we use, I use the acronym TIA or TIA, transparency, inspection, adaptation. Transparency, everybody who needs to know knows. The information is available, accessible, visible, consumable, understandable. How many times have you seen stuff that's just gobbledygook? Useless. It's not transparent. The I stands for inspection. Have a look at it. And A for adaptation. So based on the data that you have, do you need to change? If so, make the change. The A is the hard bit. As humans, change is really, really hard. We find it incredibly difficult to alter our behaviors, to consistently apply a process. Why? Because we're human. And that's the problem. Like Ken has always said that Scrum is about the people. We can use as many tools, techniques, technologies as we like. Most of our problems in this wonderful world are people problems. Either a failure to communicate, a failure to understand, a failure to learn and grow together. It's all about the people. So Scrum is also a meta framework. Scrum not only helps you deliver something, it also helps you reflect on how to deliver better. And this is the essence of transparency, inspection, adaptation. And the reason we have a couple of events in there, the sprint review and the sprint retrospective. Sprint review is all about the product. How can we make this thing that we're building better? Let's have a chat with our stakeholders, our customers, get some feedback. What are we going to do differently? What features can we put in, take out, change, improve? And then we go into the retrospective, which is about the process. How are we playing nice with each other? Are people using the Scrum values? How can we improve our process? What needs to change? And so Scrum is a series of feedback loops. And every day the developers use the daily Scrum to think about what they're going to do until the next daily Scrum. Feedback loop. So transparency is about making things very clear and visible about what's going on. And that's why Ken and Jeff tweaked the Scrum Guide to bring the commitments as first-class citizens of the Scrum Guide. So your product goal, what's the next most valuable step to achieving your product vision? Your sprint goal, what's the most valuable thing you can do this sprint? And then the definition of done, without which Scrum is pointless. If it ain't done, it ain't Scrum. Simple. Now, each one of those is supported by the artifact of the product backlog and the sprint backlog and the product increment. So that brings us the transparency. And then every event is an opportunity to inspect and adapt. So sprint planning will take stuff from the product backlog and think, what is the most valuable thing that we can achieve in this sprint? That helps us create our sprint goal. And then we can take work in and break it down to define, as developers, how we're going to get to done. Sprint backlog. Every day the developers look at that and go, are we going to achieve our sprint goal? What do we need to mix up to achieve that? And then at the end, review, retrospective. The backbone of Scrum is this understanding that we'll need to change things. And that's why the Scrum values are so important. Without the Scrum values, this becomes a brutal structure of nano management and oppression. Because the Scrum values are the oil in the engine, the grease between the wheels, that allows us humans to interact in such a way that this harsh transparency doesn't become judgmental and brutal. And that's why there's so many nicknames for Scrum without the values. mechanical Scrum, zombie Scrum, robotic Scrums, textbook Scrum, going through the motions Scrum, Scrum in name only. And I personally prefer professional Scrum for Scrum when you use the values, using empiricism to achieve what we want. Not only are we building a great product, we should be building a great team and a great organization. How can you level up your Scrum game? Give us a shout. Love to hear your thoughts.